The following podcast is scheduled for one fall. From the heart of Broadway and historic downtown Cape Girardeau, this is Pro Wrestling Unscripted.
It's October 10th, 21 days away from Halloween Havoc 2018, and no, it's coming. It's coming back.
No.
It's coming back.
Is it another show WWE's going to advertise?
It is. The King of Hell is paying them 24 million souls to bring it down to Hades, a.k.a. Kennett, Missouri, and they are going to put on this incredible show. Welcome to Pro Wrestling Unscripted. My name is Shannon Young. I am your host. I am the loose cannon of my apartment. And down at the end of the table, as always, this week, the 5-star Mannix Gray.
I'm calling BS because you live with Bob.
Yeah. I can't even back that up.
You're not the wild card.
Well, that and old Sailor Mouth over here, Allie McCursalot.
Where's your proof?
Be sure to tune in to stay all the way through this episode.
To the end.
Because when I do the plugs, I am introducing a amazing
it's incredible
new Patreon tier.
Yeah. And you can do that now because you just made a brand new friend today who is very important in the wrestling industry.
It's true.
Now tell the crowd who is your friend on Instagram now or Twitter.
I don't want to give that away because that is some prime Patreon pre-show.
That's true.
So if you want to find out who my newest follower is,
and it's a doozy.
It's a doozy.
Yeah.
It's a big one. It's so big that even though Britney Spears follows Jason on Twitter, he deleted his Twitter.
He deleted his Twitter
out of jealousy.
You can't find him on there anymore.
So for $1, you can. I'm gonna feel bad if people actually buy the $1 thinking it's real.
Well, not only that, but you get to hear our thoughts on the new Pet Sematary trailer.
Yes, that's true.
Also,
Pre-shows are fun.
They
Just
are.
$1.
They are, and they're unedited. Mm-hmm. So lock your kids up, lock your wife in
Headphones.
the basement.
Headphones. No, just
Don't
headphones.
do that.
Just put headphones on.
And the Big D, Dalton Anthony.
Yo.
Guys, let's start off. We're having some fun here tonight, but let's start off with some serious news, some sad news, and that is that Destiny Wrestling, I actually saw this before. I didn't know it was reported by Destiny Wrestling, but they reported that Pete Dunne suffered a severe injury. Now, what is the extent of this severe injury?
We don't know.
Good.
No one has confirmed it yet. Like WWE hasn't confirmed it yet. They posted on their Facebook, because Pete Dunne is their champion, that he was, due to a severe injury, he was going to be missing the next set of shows. And they also said that WWE would be confirming the injury later. I think they said they brought in Loki is going to be the replacement on the card.
What'd you say, Loki?
Yes.
No, Cinchi.
This is the company that's not WWE telling that Loki's replacing him.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why. I for whatever reason I thought you meant that Loki was going to be replacing him on a WWE card. I was like,
No,
that's cool.
No.
Firsthand, they will not do that.
No.
Nor would I blame them.
Loki will be replacing him in that Destiny Wrestling, which
Okay.
is a Canadian-based company.
That makes sense.
So Josh and Allen, go check them out. I'm sure they're right next door.
Also-
It's Canada, it's not that big.
Also, Josh and Allen, I know one of you is listening. I think it's Josh, if I remember correctly. I need you to message me about Saskatchewan. I don't know if you're anywhere near Saskatchewan, but I need you to talk to me about the St. Louis Lights. You'll know what I'm talking about. Give me a call.
I bet he doesn't.
How about you just hit him up on Twitter or something?
No, I'll let him message me because that's what a star does. No, Asa, go on with your story.
I mean, that was pretty much it.
Okay.
So we don't, but WWE has yet to confirm. No one outside of Destiny seems to have said anything about him being injured for real. Yeah,
Right.
so. Which
Well, we
it's
hope
not
the
like
best, though.
it's not that we're doubting that it's an injury. We just don't know. Like they said, their severe injury was their words.
Right.
So we don't know the extent or if he's going to need surgery, time off.
Because
things
in
like that.
Canada, a severe injury is like stubbing your toe.
No,
Because
I mean
they're so pleasant that everything is terrible.
No, it's the opposite. Like it takes a lot to be a severe injury because they can just go to the hospital for free.
You get put on a waiting list, though.
I mean,
People like
have
you
to,
message people.
You make an appointment ahead of time.
You get people's phone numbers and you text them. They text
Allie.
me.
Allie.
He's not looking at me.
I
feel like I'm missing a bit.
You're like a ghost in this chat room right now. You
In the
speak.
chat?
You speak so low.
I'm sorry.
In the chat room?
Yeah, the chat room, like this room that
This
we're
room
chatting
that we're
in.
chatting in, yeah.
Yeah.
I will go home. Like
Oh,
What
Call
is
of Duty's not
live
out
right
yet.
now?
I can wait.
Just Cartman in front of GameStop.
Just pacing in front of Best Buy.
I like to think Ace is just sitting in his car for 2 days straight.
It's like, it's here.
Call of Duty, Call of
This is
Duty,
it.
Call of Duty, Call of Duty.
In other news, exciting news, SmackDown 1000 news. Rey Mysterio is going to re-debut at SmackDown. I believe he's wrestling Shinsuke Nakamura, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
a qualifier for the World Cup, which is going to be a tournament held at the Crown Jewel event. So far, with
To decide the greatest wrestler in the world.
4 of the 8 competitors have been announced for the World Cup. 4 of them are American.
Yeah, but did you see the Battle Royal on Monday? There were so many ethnicities in there, and
All
so
right,
many other
firsthand,
nations.
I loved it. We'll get into it later.
Who was your favorite? Was it the German guy that just had the sash that said like
Germany?
yeah, it said like Lippendorf or Lippen
had-
mods?
Von Voorhees is now the first competitor to wrestle from Antarctica.
Yeah.
So now they've officially been in like all 7 continents. They've had a representative.
Neat.
I did like Conquistador, though. I'm happy he came back.
Yeah, he
We'll
looked
get there.
good too. Good shape.
We'll get there.
Cool for Rey Mysterio. I'm glad that he is coming back to WWE. Now, is this just a one-time thing
No,
for now, or is this is it?
This is starting. This is like how he's re-debuting. So this is going to be his full time because the WWE they aired the video announcing his match against Nakamura for the qualifier, and then they also on the WWE website announced that he's going to be at upcoming live events for WWE. He's not doing a full time like every show. Every house show, every live event.
Is he kind of on somewhere between Lesnar and a regular wrestler?
Kind of, yeah.
I couldn't think of a better one to pull out of my hat there.
I mean, probably. That's what I'm thinking. That's the way they made it sound. Like this may not be his like full on re-debut, but it seems like it would be a good jumping off point.
Yeah, no doubt. SmackDown 1000 is a great place to bring him back on because he was a big part of SmackDown.
Yeah,
big part of SmackDown. I barely remember him being on Raw, to be honest with you.
he was champion on Raw.
For one day.
Who did he beat?
Cena,
Well, no, he won a Battle Royal.
Oh,
I
it was
think.
after
Or
Punk.
no, he won like...
because Punk left.
Punk left, and
So
they had a new
the
champion.
tournament to do a new champion, and then it was Cena. He beat Cena for.
No, Cena beat him.
Cena beat him later in the
Oh,
night.
that's
Yeah.
right.
He beat The Miz.
That's right. Yep.
Good booking.
Because I remember being super confused. Like, why wouldn't they book Cena versus Rey Mysterio as a SummerSlam main event and then have Punk come back instead of just doing everything in one night?
Yeah, that was kind of weird. Not their best hour. Also coming to SmackDown 1000, Edge is going to return to host The Cutting Edge, which is one of the many talk shows that they tried to put on there in the vein of Piper's Pit.
Oh, they've done a million of them.
Yeah, there's The Cutting Edge, The Peep Show, Miz TV,
Carlitos Cabana.
Oh, God, there's more.
Dirt Sheet.
Jericho.
Highlight reel.
Highlight Reel with Jericho.
Didn't
Peep
Dean
Show.
Ambrose have one?
He said it.
Oh, yeah, Ambrose
the-
Asylum.
Ambrose Asylum.
Yeah, they keep trying to strike gold with that. Because Piper's Pit was so iconic.
To be fair, though, Miz TV is pretty great.
Yeah.
Pretty
fair.
consistently.
Well, so was Highlight Reel.
Yeah. Which it's like when you put people who are amazing promos in a talking segment. It does well.
It's crazy.
Who would have thought?
Ambrose Asylum was terrible.
No,
It was fun.
they were fun because it was mostly just Dean being weird. If you didn't like Wacky Dean, you weren't going to like those.
Which I do not.
Yeah, so
I do not
that's-
like Wacky Dean.
So that one probably didn't have his chance for you.
Allie, did you ever see Piper's Pit?
I did not.
I think we all knew the answer.
Do you know who Roddy Piper is?
Yes.
Do you know he was a wrestler?
Yes.
Do you know he was an actor?
I mean, I could.
Who beat him up in a movie?
You have to be more specific, baby.
They Live.
Iconic black actor. He's going to be in Tales from the Hood too.
Not LeVar Burton.
He did the voice of Spawn in the HBO show.
I mean, I know who you're talking about.
He's in
but
St.
I
Rose
can't
4.
And 3.
Think of the name.
It's fine.
And 2.
It's fine.
And 1.
It's Keith David. Hey, how
It's
about
Keith
that?
David. Not to be confused with the white actor, David Keith, who I always got mixed up.
Or if you're Allie, Donald Glover.
That was
Childish Gambino's dad?
pretty good.
Now you have to be mad at all three of us.
See, she's so mad she has to laugh. It's at that point where you can't be mad anymore. Now you're just laughing about it.
See, now you can't say it.
Yeah, you can say
because-
the F word.
No, she can't because we need that Patreon money.
Later.
Spoiler alert.
Later.
I could ruin all of you.
Oh, it's scary because she could.
I almost want to see it happen, and I think the fans would too.
Out of a morbid curiosity.
I do too. I want to know
It's
what
not
this.
because like me or Shannon. That's easy, but I want to know how she's gonna get Asa.
This is one of those quick save moments.
Yeah,
Like, okay,
and it's almost in an order. Like if you were at an option menu on a video game, I'm easy, Dalton's medium, and Asa's hard difficulty.
no, I'm a softie. You can make me cry easy.
You've piqued my curiosity. I might devote to that
Don't-
Patreon.
Donate?
Donate. What'd I say?
Shannon donated
Devote?
$1,000.
I'm devoted to it too. $1,000
between the both of us. It's only $500 apiece. I want to know how she's gonna break Asa.
only. I'll go chip
you
off some
forget the-
pieces of the gold bar. All right, Mike and Maria Kanellis debuted on 205 Love. Did you do that on purpose?
No, they did that on purpose.
Okay,
That wasn't me.
because I saw it and I didn't see it before, and I had that reaction where I immediately looked up at Asa, like that's adorable.
It is. Would you? It's. I mean, it's pretty great.
Would you say it's
Stop it!
greatest? Don't touch your microphone.
Allie wasn't allowed to be a part of that bit. She said she's gonna ruin me.
She's gonna. No, I like
Well,
this.
we're all praying.
We talked about it last week or the week before that Maria had been cleared for in-ring competition or to return to WWE. And I really like having Mike Kanellis on 205 Live.
Yeah, maybe they'll do something with him.
Yeah,
Like,
and
legitimately.
It's so this could be really, really cool.
And the 205 Love is actually pretty cute.
That's funny.
Like legitimately cute. Yeah. I thought there was another 205 Live debut, but maybe I'm wrong. Because I know Leo Rush. Is he gone now from 205 Live? And he's just with Bobby
he's still
Lashley.
doing, like
He's-
the open challenge.
Yeah,
I think.
he's still there.
What about Drake Maverick?
Yeah,
Is
he's
he
still
still
GM.
GM?
He's still GM.
Interesting. Mustafa Ali is going to wrestle for Evolve on November 9th and the 10th. That's cool. Mm-hmm. I like Mustafa
It's
Ali.
a slow
Hate
news
his outfit.
Be careful. Why?
Because he wore that Dragon Ball inspired stuff. I don't get down with that.
Jesus Christ.
He came out of Sub-Zero though at WrestleMania.
That was pretty cool. I mean, it would have been cool if he'd been Johnny Cage, but we already have The Miz.
yeah,
so.
who's dressing up as Naruto,
God bless America.
Naruto, whatever. Don't at me, weebs.
Weebs.
Did I ever tell you my story? Well, were you there at that anime convention that one time?
No,
There's this guy.
you could no, at any time.
So there's
I've
this.
never been to.
It's one of those contests. It's a skit thing where they like act out skits, and he mentions Naruto, and he says Naruto, and the crowd goes Naruto, and he's like whatever. And he does it again, and they go it's Naruto, and he goes I don't care, and they just cut it off there. God bless that man. 'Cause I also don't give a shit. Dalton. This one's specifically labeled for me and you. 2K19 released early on Friday. Dalton and I played it, and we have some thoughts on it real quick. One, after seeing Dalton play it today, it's glitchy as hell. Because we saw Kyle O'Reilly make his entrance twice. And then I'm pretty sure...
Eric Rowan floating off of the ladder.
And Kyle O'Reilly during the entrance, when he was already in the ring, and it was one of the revivals, I think it was... which one's the bald one?
Dawson.
Which one's...
Which one's
that's the thing.
Dash? Which one's Dash?
He literally put his arm through Dalton's body. Dawson's body. Sorry. It's it's pretty glitchy, but overall I like it.
It plays a lot. It feels just different enough for it to be.
Exactly the same as 2018.
I don't think so.
I think it feels exactly like 2K18.
No, No, I think they definitely sped it up. Whenever they said they sped it up, it's definitely true. I like it a whole lot. Shut up, Shannon.
He didn't say anything. He's just sitting there shaking his head.
It really does. It feels the same to me. It's like if you took 2K18 and you slightly remixed it and turned it into like a better version. That's what I think 2K19 is. But I don't think it's like it doesn't even feel like a whole new game really, even though they changed a lot of stuff in it.
I wouldn't say it feels like a whole new game. I just feel like it feels better.
It feels like Madden 19 versus 18. Like it's the same thing, but it's better. You're right. I'm still enjoying it, and I'll probably be playing it for a while.
You better. We got the season pass.
I got the long haul in front of me. The career mode is something special.
I like it a lot.
I can't tell if I like it or not because on the one hand, it does have some cool stuff. The indie stuff is really cool. I legitimately like Mr. CQ.
Colin Quinn's pretty cool.
Cole Quinn. Colin Quinn is a different guy completely.
Yep.
If they got Colin Quinn
be
in a
in the
2K game, I'm buying it.
That's who's voicing Cena.
I'm about to say, well, you know who didn't get? John Cena, because I finally listened to that clip today. That's awful.
It's like Randy Orton. It sounds more like Orton or Rollins.
The guy, that's bad. How do you not get John Cena to perform the role?
He gets the delivery right, like,
But he doesn't sound anything like him.
not even a little bit.
It's like if you slowed him down and changed his pitch, kind of. But it's bad.
What I've been explained a little bit of it, but I want you to go over what the tower mode is, because that's the new mode this year. It's the new big thing, and just explain. Which the one thing I don't know is like why. Like, what do you get for completing?
You get a bunch of extra. Well, not I say a bunch of extra
characters.
No.
Like those. That's where the
no. That's where
like
the DLC.
Ciampa and
No.
Nikki Cross and
No, actually, you can get
Mick Foley.
You can get Ciampa. I found out if you go to WWE Creations and you go to
I saw that on Reddit.
Someone's already made him.
The hyper realistic Ciampa.
And that was out within like 5 hours of the game being.
So you were wrong again.
No, it's kind of thin.
I'm holding that. I'm holding that Gato grudge. Real close. But legit, like, so what?
It's Mortal Kombat. It's basically here's the character you play as. Here is your objectives, and you get different points.
What character?
Some do, some don't. Like, there's one that's like Ronda's back if you bought the DLC, and like you play as Ronda Rousey through all these, or like Ray's back or stuff like that. Or there's like an NXT one.
So it's like the Injustice Towers,
kind of, yeah.
where sometimes you have to pick like
there's hourly, daily, and weekly, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
Okay, so
which is neat,
and that's like the Mortal Kombat X.
Yeah, and if you enjoy playing the game, it is very cool because you get different objectives and stuff like that. You get creative wrestler parts.
What kind of like objectives do you mean? Like win by submission or?
Well, there was one you were playing Dalton where you couldn't leave the ring, wasn't it?
Yeah, and there's things like that where like one match you won't be able to leave the ring. One match is submission only, which I hated, and then because the submission system still sucks. And things like that. Like, they change it within the tower, too. So, like, it's not... I mean, they make it random enough. I enjoy it. I will be playing this game for a while, but it's because I always play the WWE games for a while. The DLC characters are going to be enough for me to want to really come back to it a whole lot because I really want to play as Ricochet.
Okay.
I'm real sad for them because they put this game out a week before Black Ops 4 and 2-3 weeks before Red Dead Redemption 2. So... it's going to be hard to keep my attention. I would like to make like a CCW expansion because they have arenas in the game now that look legitimately like
there's one that looks
the
a lot
arena
like
building.
The AC.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So we could legitimately make like CCW's arena and
because
put all
you
the
did
people
that last year.
I made characters. I made
the arena.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I made Hollis and I made Blaster and I made I think that's it, wasn't
Amalgamations of some of the wrestlers. It was, good time.
Well, you did. I mean, because you
Double
did.
H.
Yeah, you did. Oh, well, that was 2 years ago.
That was like picture perfect Double H too, for the record. My proudest moment.
And then a couple of those amalgamations of the wrestlers were pretty cool.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And then you said you get creative wrestler parts.
Yeah, like you'll get specific parts like you can't get anyways, but it's only for the My Player. It's not for creative wrestler outside of My Player.
Okay, so
which is baffling.
So if you bought the accelerator and you use that, do you have no reason to play the tower mode, or does the accelerator not count for the
doesn't affect
career?
My Player at all?
Okay.
Yeah.
Is the My Player the career mode? Okay.
Yeah.
Where you create your wrestler and then start in the indies and work your way up.
Okay.
Which is probably my least favorite part of it because his first name is Van Gogh and then they call him Buzz. To hear Michael Cole say like, "Oh, Bobby Roode, here comes Buzz."
Yeah, that sounds dumb.
That's not.
You were telling me that on Saturday, and I was just like, "Oh no."
Buzz is so. Why did you even have me pick a nickname if they never use it?
Here in the
like
JoJo,
seriously, can you explain that to me? Why did I name my character if you never let me use the name?
So hearing JoJo say Dalton Anthony was pretty cool though.
That's cool
because they do it for the entrances.
El Numero Uno,
but they don't want to have to have all of those characters. Like that John Cena actor was not cheap.
He cost tens of dollars.
It's easy for him to just come and say, I want to know what all the buzz is about.
So does he have the rights to all those recordings, or
let's ask Allie.
On Fiverr, yes, because that's the nature of those agreements. Is that they're making you something for you to then
Legal Eagle Ace of Grey. Don't steal it. Don't steal it. If I had to give
2K bird law.
If I had to give 2K19 a review, I would say 7.5, 8 out of 10. Dalton.
8.
Even with all like the graphical stuff and
what graphical stuff? It looks the same. I don't give a shit what anyone says.
No, I mean like the graphical glitches.
Oh, okay,
I don't.
Okay. Yeah,
Skyrim.
Like sometimes that's funny. Bob and I were playing Saints Row 2 or 3 once, and he got glitched to where his car blew up, and his car flew through the air, E.T. style, almost indefinitely, and we were laughing so hard. Like, sometimes glitches are fun.
See, but those kind of glitches in like giant open world games, like, and don't get me wrong, like that's one of the things I harp on with Bethesda a lot is they always release a broken ass game,
Right.
And then
the community fixes.
that the community fixes, and everyone praises Bethesda for it. But like, I feel like this shouldn't be as glitchy as a thing where it's like, hey, yeah, you're 80 hours in, and now you're seeing a thing that you've never seen before.
Well, what's shitty about this is that not only is it glitchy, but unlike Bethesda, you can't do a community creation to fix it, and they will never patch it because they have patched the game before, and they have never fixed some of the bugs that have existed.
They fix player detection from time to time.
Remember the hands?
Oh my god, that drove me crazy.
That was so great.
That's
It
another
made
thing.
you so mad.
So in this game, baffling, they have all of the standing.
What have I done?
They have all the standing things from last year, but the wrestlers don't use them. So if you make a creator wrestler, you can have their picture from when you pick them be different poses, right? But all of the other wrestlers are just the standard stare forward, arms down, even though their poses are in the game. Again, if they patch that later, I'm going to slap the shit out of them because that's something that should have been in there since the beginning. That's baffling. Who was doing quality control over there?
Quality.
Nobody?
Quality.
That's one of my favorite bits from Game Grumps is they were after they beat Sonic Boom, the game that if you double jumped with Knuckles, paused it, unpaused it, you could then double jump again.
Yeah, he just floats away forever.
So you can just fly over levels. It's like quality assurance. Oh no, it's spelled Koala. It's quality.
There's qualities in them. So that's our
That's a
review
kinda
for
bear.
2K19. Allie, what do you think about it?
You didn't even play it.
You are getting so arrogant on this show. Just sitting there drawing your little pictures now.
It's funny.
It's just a bear.
Alley Cat,
No, they're alley bears.
little Miss Popular. She doesn't have to study. She doesn't have to include herself. She just sits there, draws her bears, and argues with us. Occasionally you throw in a little remark, and everyone licks you like, well, that...
I said it on CCW Live. I'll say it now. What is this show?
I'm going to back away from that immediately.
It's because we're so far down at the bottom of our news list that we're like filler.
Filler. No, Dalton.
God.
Now, what was she going to do on the title belt? You can't, can you? And I'm getting the face now. Jericho versus Evil, November 3rd.
Yeah, Jericho attacked Evil this weekend.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
There's a big rumor, too, that Jericho is going to be on Impact soon. Do you think that's a possibility, honestly?
Absolutely.
You really do?
Yep. I think now, especially because like he actively corrected Cody and the Bucks on his post All In podcast, where they're like, "Yeah, but you have your thing. You're not going to work in, you won't work in America." He's like, "Oh, that I said that a long time ago. Things are changing now that now that he realizes, oh, I can pretty much go anywhere, do whatever I want, and people will pay me a lot of money."
Yeah.
Now he can.
Yeah.
And I think he still has that loyalty to Vince. Like he's not gonna be one of those guys. He's not gonna start a stable called the Voodoo Kin Mafia.
He's not going to be a staple of the show.
I won't even go
Like
that
long
far.
term. Like he's not in 3 years you're not going to see the house that Jericho built in Impact.
Yeah, you could. I don't even think that's out of the question. I don't think it's likely, but I absolutely think it's possible.
I think he would do that at Ring of Honor first.
I think he would do that wherever it pays him more.
I think he would do that. Oh, well, never mind. I was going to say he would do that at CCW, but
Jason.
no,
Oh no, Jason knows not to try to bring in Jericho because I would embarrass myself and the company and us because I would just be like attaching myself to him. Just be like, so remember that time you punched Shawn Michaels' wife in the face? That was awesome.
You would just walk right up to him and go, Mr. Jericho, I pissed myself. And you just stand there staring at him.
Still pissing yourself.
And then Jericho would be like, you're also not wearing pants.
It's on my shoes.
It would be less between you and me.
That is creepy.
I just try to stroke his face.
Put your hand down. Put your hand down.
Hey, Jason, where's Jericho? He got a ride from the chauffeur, but we don't have any chauffeurs. Cuts to Asa driving down the interstate with Jericho in the back of the car, tied up. You're mine now. What is this show?
Special PW presents. It's just, get me out of here.
Help!
Pretty much.
Hey, what did you think about WCW? Nah! Anyway, that's what we did to Jerry
But no,
Lynn.
it was cool. Jericho attacking Evil was cool. It's kind of like, I like that his gimmick is playing dress up.
Yeah.
in New Japan and attacking people from behind.
What did he dress up this time?
He was one of Evil's druids.
Yeah.
Undertaker already did that.
Although, like a true brilliant tactician that Jericho is, he waited for Evil to put the scythe down before he jumped him.
Okay, you're gonna have to help me with the next one. So I'm trying to figure out what you mean.
I don't know what the next one is. So
WWE Crown Jewel changes to drastically venue.
Oh, I skipped a word. Drastically smaller venue. I don't remember the names because I don't really care, but they went from seating something that was like a 65,000 seat arena to a 25,000 seat arena.
Well, that is drastically go down.
I mean, are they going to do that if they can get The Rock over there? They better put him back where it was.
Yeah, the seats drastic go down.
Can we talk about this, or are we saving this for like later?
About which part?
All right, so the Shawn Micheals thing especially.
I mean, I figured we'd lump that in with the Superstar Showdown or Super Showdown, whatever it was called. We can do it now.
We'll do it now. So I there's a lot of hate online, a lot of heat on Shawn, both good and bad, about him deciding to come back, basically for a payday, for a huge payday. And a lot of people are upset that he's not honoring his, that he said he wasn't going to wrestle for so long, and then it took foreign money to bring him out of retirement because they offered him too much. And there are other people that are like, STFU, he's going to get paid, who cares? And at first, I was in the first camp a little bit because I'm the kind of person that I really do think your word is your bond. But then I fell into the second camp of, man, it's wrestling. I saw Terry Funk come back 40 times. He's actually coming back this weekend to wrestle Dalton. Not even at a show. He's just going to be outside of the store. Yeah,
he's going to be like the Maniac.
Yeah. His mania is not contained in the ring anymore, Dalton.
He's got a bucket full of walnuts.
Yeah. Is he foraging for his food?
I heard him call you. Never mind.
Wait, he called me Does he hate me or
both? I think both.
both? I don't know.
Your kid's Maniac? No, not anymore.
What does that mean? Would they just float away? That's an It's Always Sunny reference.
We miss you, Piper.
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes it relevant.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that? Like, what camp are you in? Do you think Shawn Micheals should be like? Do you think he betrayed a code by deciding to do this?
No.
Or do you think good for him?
Both. He didn't betray a code, and good for him.
I'm in the middle of like the two camps where I think a lot of people gave Ric Flair crap for retiring and then going to TNA because like it was that heartfelt moment. He got that huge send off on Raw, and then he kind of backpedals like, no, I was retiring from my WWE career and whatever. I think this isn't the same because this is like I think the fact that it's against Taker kind of
makes it more sense
because Taker was the one that retired him. He said it to like, if they're even story wise or not story wise, like if he told Taker like you're retiring me, then if Taker's the one that's bringing him out of retirement, it's okay. I also think that they at least made it sense storyline wise, because as much as I would have loved to see an HBK AJ Styles match, like
why would he?
It's hard to get there.
Yeah.
For it to be meaningful, especially if he has officially retired. So, but on the other hand, I hate that he's coming back for this. Like this should have. I feel like this is like a WrestleMania worthy thing,
right?
Despite the match they had,
yeah.
But despite the Triple H Undertaker match, like,
do you kind of feel like these foreign shows that are paying them so much money are getting almost bigger treatment than WrestleMania? Like some of the matches they put on, some of the people they're bringing back. The first Saudi Arabia show was the greatest Royal Rumble, right?
Yeah,
It was whatever. I mean, the fact that you have a Royal Rumble and now you're calling this the greatest Royal Rumble bugged me.
What did Braun get out of that? A trophy and a goofy-looking belt.
Yeah, he never really got anything beyond that.
And they brought the trophy out once.
But this is even bigger. You're having Shawn Micheals make his 8.5-year re-debut, his comeback match in Saudi Arabia, and the only reason he's doing it is because they offered him so much money he couldn't refuse.
I mean, I won't even say that's the only reason he's doing it. Like, maybe he's wanted to come back for a long while, and this is the time that it's done that. I do absolutely hate that it's at the Saudi show, because I hate the whole, like, oh, we're on the forefront of blah. No, you're not. Like, look at what their government is actively doing. Even what was in the news today. No, this is propaganda, and you are selling your soul. You like everyone who's going there is absolutely. Corey Graves can post all of the depressing Instagram, Twitter, vague, I'm ashamed of myself posts he wants. He's still going.
But don't you think they kind of have to, though?
I mean, to keep their jobs, probably. Except for Sami Zayn, he gets a pass. Because he'll be killed if he goes.
And women.
Yeah.
And the women.
It's again, I think it's a company, and it's like the Nike thing with Colin Kaepernick. They're not doing this to make a stance.
No, they're
to
just
like
making
show
money.
their support.
Yeah.
They're doing this because they know they will make more money from the people who support Colin Kaepernick than the people who will say that they're boycotting.
I almost feel,
and then in the same turn makes me a hypocrite because I'm still following WWE and like watching their stuff. And
yeah, but we kind of have to for this. Well, we don't because I don't watch it. To be fair,
Can we switch to only New Japan?
I do watch the top 10s though, which is why I want to talk about Raw later because there are some things I really hate.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not.
But I dislike it. I dislike that creative is being controlled by foreign money.
See, and I don't even think they're being controlled by it because it's just like, okay, this is what we're building towards, and then it's getting a segment on Raw.
Wait and see.
Which, by the way,
it's a wait and see moment.
The thing that I hate most is that there was never really an official announcement. It was, "Are you ready?" They have their DX shirts on.
They said Crown Jewel.
No, they said Crown Jewel.
Okay, my bad.
But they
didn't make the match.
But the match itself wasn't made official until that graphic came up of DX versus Brothers of Destruction.
Right.
I feel like that is a huge wasted opportunity of, will he actually come out of retirement? Is he actually going to do it? And him just defiantly saying, you know what, this is it. I stayed retired out of respect for you. You've now, which he kind of touched on Raw, of like, well, now what respect should I have for you? So yeah, I'm coming back. It felt like...
Yeah, but okay, so he lost.
For me, it felt like there wasn't, like, we didn't get that big soundbite announcement that you could have really hung on, which if this was a pay-per-view, we probably would have gotten. But now they know that they're getting all this, they're getting billions of dollars from the Saudi government, so
when is
matter.
this show?
I don't know.
Okay, because here's the thing, like, the reason that we didn't probably get that longer build is because, for one, I don't know when the show is. I think it's after.
I think it's after Evolution, which makes it even grosser.
Yeah, I know, and I was going to touch on that, but Shawn Michaels is probably going to do one show in that time, which is fine. Shawn Michaels has earned that right to like only have like to show up at one show.
Well, the big rumor is that he's going to be at WrestleMania too.
And I mean, and if that's the case, good, we got that out of it. If that's our end game, then sweet. Like
I just feel like it means less if it's not. It's like Daniel Bryan. They didn't have Daniel Bryan wrestle on a Smackdown when he got cleared.
Yeah.
His first match was at WrestleMania.
It's like it should be reversed. It should be he re-debuts at WrestleMania and then does the Audi match. Yeah, but timing, it
doesn't time out that way. And it's one of those, like, I can't get mad at Shawn Michaels because if WWE called me right now and been like, so the Saudi Arabia government watched your CCW match and they're going to pay you $1 million to be there, I'd be like, all right, guys, you can call me whatever you want. I'm going to go swim in some money.
Yeah, but you couldn't go over there either. You'd be killed.
For what?
Just your personality alone.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, like,
you're going to rub somebody the wrong way over there.
I don't think I have any religious affiliations that's going to get me in trouble.
Who knows anymore? Nobody knows. That's the problem. Whatever that
Sammy
means.
knew, and the women knew.
But yeah, that's...
Yeah, so, the women. That was what I wanted to get on. It's just really...
That's what you wanted to get on?
We said he wanted to touch on it earlier.
Jesus Christ.
He can't help you.
All right, we're good. So it really annoys me that they're doing Evolution just to go do another one of these shows. Because it's just like, well, somebody I was driving today with said, well, I mean, it's so they get a payday because they don't get paid for those shows. And I was like, yeah, but let's talk about wage disparity at that point. Because, like, the money that Shawn Michaels is making isn't the money that Charlotte Flair's making.
Or like Brock Lesnar. Or that they're trying to throw at The Rock.
Yeah, like, that's the issue. I really hope Evolution does really well and the Crown Jewel just shits the bed.
Well, I mean, I don't think... What do you mean shits the bed? Like, they don't sell out 25,000 seats when
and people on the network don't watch.
When they just sold 62,000 tickets? They sold out that 62,000 arena?
Yeah, but when you have that much money, it's like it doesn't matter. Like, the prince of Saudi Arabia or the king or whatever can literally just, he's got so much money, he can just go, I'll pay for this to happen just for my own amusement. If people show up, they show up. If they don't, they don't.
Right.
And that's irritating because I feel like that opens up a whole level of, will WWE bow to his whim just for the money? The answer is yes. Yeah. The Rock will be champion. The Undertaker or the Ultimate Warrior will be dug up.
I was going to say, they'll bring out Yokozuna.
Yeah.
They wanted him.
Or something that looks like him. We'll touch on that stuff a little bit more here. What are you showing Allie that's so funny? And did she say the F word when she saw it?
No, she didn't.
She did not. No, because when they gave that list of people they wanted, like they included dead wrestlers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
clearly, I mean, they just got NSYNC albums over there. So
Wait.
they got some catching up to do.
Yeah.
Once they get to Dirty Pop.
It's over for them hoes. They released.
I love that we just called an entire country hose.
We
Yeah, we
you
know.
did.
Did.
No, it was Dalton.
There was a House Hardy teaser
Yeah.
for I guess the new
network.
show on the network. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see it yet.
Talking about Halloween, it's Matt Hardy talking to Senor Benjamin to prepare the battlefield, and they have guests
That old
coming for
chestnut.
Halloween, and
So it's kind of like the old Vincent Price specials, minus the whimsy.
additional whimsy, sir.
Sir.
If Vanguard won there and he's renamed Vampire One, I'll be there. I'll be there. Let's talk about McGregor and is it Khabib or Khabib? It's Khabib. Okay, I thought so. It was.
I only put this on there because, again,
Fill time?
slow news week, and
I think it's worth talking about because a lot
this
of
is
people
something
are.
we would have talked about last night if we had done a Mr. 100 5-star man. But
Yeah, but not I Want to Believe. That doesn't belong on there. So after the match, so Khabib tapped out McGregor.
Yep.
And beat him solid, and then jumped in the crowd and went after McGregor's
team.
Let's put more context in, because that sounds like a crazy person.
McGregor.
McGregor and his fight team also assaulted a bus during WrestleMania weekend.
They also called Khabib's trainer a
One of his-
terrorist.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, like,
It's almost like when you unrelentingly attack someone's religion and family for weeks on weeks to sell a fight, maybe that person is sick of your shit. And I'm not saying what Khabib did is at all justifiable,
Right.
but the people who are absolutely outraged at him and feel like McGregor got slighted need to sit down and shut up.
Yeah.
Because, he's just doing it to sell a fight. Okay, well,
You reap what you
again,
sow.
You kind of, there's also a thing called decency. Like, it's not necessary.
And if you're Conor McGregor, you should be able to sell a fight on the fact that you're Conor McGregor. You don't have to insult a guy and call him a terrorist.
The fact that Conor McGregor sells his fights is because he shows up to the press conferences with "fuck you" pinstriped down his suits.
That was kind of funny, though.
Because that's who. Like, I don't think Conor McGregor is a cool person.
Oh,
Like,
I don't
I
either.
think he's a piece of shit.
He's a douchebag.
He's an incredibly talented fighter, but so is John Jones, who just got announced for a fight.
oh, did he really?
Yep, I don't remember who he's fighting, but they just announced
All right,
that.
well, I'm on this shit show.
So it's the whole it's your argument about why Brock Lesnar should not get a title match, because you are UFC wants to be WWE, even though Dana White will never admit it, but they also want to be presented as a legitimate sport,
But you're doing stupid shit like this.
right? Then again,
I mean,
so does
and-
the NFL and every other professional sports league. Like, they have trash humans that they're just kind of just pay a fine and it's fine. If you're rich, you can just pay fines. Like,
Or
it's
buy-
legal. It's legal for you to do these things.
Yeah,
You just have to
we're-
pay for it.
We're spotlighting awful people.
Yeah.
Is what we're doing. And because I think the country is so counterculture, and it's like everybody's looking for the anti-hero and the bad boy and stuff like that. It sounds cliched, but it's true. People like squalor.
Mm-hmm.
And Conor McGregor is like the Irish king of squalor.
And again, like, I'm not taking away from his fighting ability, because
Yeah,
the
no,
dude
is legit one of the
And he's
best fighters in the world.
Charismatic as hell.
Yeah.
Like, he can sell a fight. It's just,
he doesn't need to go to these lengths to do it.
yeah.
It's like he's going for the cheap heat, except now this isn't whenever, like, when Paige told Charlotte she was happy her brother died or whatever.
There wasn't a lot of fight left
It's
in him.
but everybody involved knew that was going to happen, and they knew that wasn't true feelings. Conor McGregor and Khabib saying, like, oh no, his manager's a terrorist, like, he was on the plane, he got caught with all these passports, like, no.
Khabib did
that's
not know that was gonna be
yeah,
said.
and that wasn't an agreed upon slight, or maybe it is, and everything's a work.
Well, it's like it's like Mike Tyson. I love Mike Tyson as a fighter, and
Mm-hmm.
everyone loves Mike Tyson now. But he's kind of a garbage person too.
Which his is
kinda.
well, and his isn't entirely. Well, no, a lot of it is.
Because this is the guy that told a female reporter that he wouldn't talk to her unless she fornicated with him.
Mm-hmm.
This is a guy who's, that guy is a pretty garbage dude too. But he's funny enough that everybody, and now he's a little older,
But
so
he was in
everybody
The
loves him.
Hangover.
Yeah,
And I
it
think
was
he's a
good.
WWE Hall of Famer too, by the way.
It was good. The Hangover,
So was Trump.
which was supposed to have Mel Gibson in, I think, the second or third one, and the cast complained and said, we don't want to be with that racist or whatever, so they got him fired. But they were okay with Mike Tyson, a convicted rapist, being in it. It's funny the way life works out. It's just funny.
Well, it's because I didn't want Mike Tyson trying to kill him.
I've
Yeah,
also
but
never
again-
seen The Hangover, for the record.
But
It's fun.
But again, like, I'm in no way condoning what Khabib did, because he should not have done that.
apparently they held his purse.
Good.
yeah, no. So
Yeah.
Dana White, like, whenever they were like the shit storm that came from that, They held both fighters' purses. And then they watched the tape and then gave Conor his.
Right.
Which fair. Conor in that situation
in the vacuum of those like 3 minutes
Did nothing wrong.
did nothing wrong. And actually was slighted in those 3 minutes.
Again, yeah.
He got sucker punched.
He got sucker punched and honestly, good on Conor for not trying to kill that guy. Because
he did. He tried to defend himself, and it took like 6 people to hold him back. Because again, Conor McGregor's a bad dude. Like again, I'm not trying to take away from his talent. Like,
apparently, the guys that like got the sucker punch in is a UFC fighter.
really?
Well,
Like
should be
super low card.
Should be
Okay.
was a UFC fighter.
No, but now
Yeah,
he's
fix
probably
that.
going to get a title match.
Well, Dana White said he's finished.
Okay, I'll believe it when I see it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or don't see it. Now, you want to talk about a good use of people in wrestling and stuff? CM Punk and Wade Barrett on Ultimate Beastmaster. Class acts. Very funny.
But yeah, no. So it's one of those that
That's what we should be talking about. When CM Punk walks in to the England booth and tells Wade Barrett, I've got some bad news for you.
did he really?
He did. And I laughed.
Did he say that?
He did. It was on a recent episode. You didn't see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because before
my
that,
God,
Wade
that makes
Barrett
me-
even said to
Wade
one of the
Barrett said it, yeah.
competitors, was like, I got some bad news.
But when
for
Punk
you."
said it to Barrett, I started poking Bob. I'm like, that's the thing that Barrett said. Bob had no clue, and he didn't care.
Did he just look at him like you mother?
Yeah, he didn't care
I was
at
like,
all.
I'm trying to eat
At all.
the pizza.
But yeah, no, like it's a bad situation all around because it sets a horrible. Like even if all this was scripted, which is the running theory that I absolutely love, but like
It
if
could have been.
My favorite thing is watching all the wrestlers.
Yeah.
Which
Shayna Baszler was amazing.
hers was savage.
Yeah,
Hers
she
was-
went hard.
No, my favorite one was I think it was Trent, where he was like, yeah, but for real though, he just went 5 rounds and tapped out one of the best fighters in the world and decided, I got enough in me to fight 80 people.
Which Khabib is also an amazing fighter.
What did Shayna Baszler say? I'm curious.
I'll pull it up really quick, but yeah, no.
She went after the people, like, she's like, some fans are just never happy because you have people bitching about, like, UFC trying to be like WWE, and then, yeah, just find it, because she went hard on some people, which was neato.
It was an embarrassment, though. It really was. Like,
Except this is going to be, like, it's...
combat sports have become, when I was growing up, like, I know nothing's ever clean. Nothing's clean. Everything's got its shame. But I grew up with boxing during Roy Jones
Which
Jr. or
never
Oscar
had
de
a
la
scandal,
Hoya.
like just and the pinnacle,
of
sportsmanship
class.
and fairness above the table.
But I feel like when people did stuff in boxing, they got they got reprimanded, but it was shameful. They said, "Oh, this is a black eye on the boxing, on the sport." And I feel like with UFC, it's almost like NASCAR. You go there to watch the car wreck, and people want to see stuff like this. Like this is a selling point for some people.
So this was the first tweet right after it. Khabib gets stripped. Conor versus Ferguson for the vacant title. Conor wins. Enter Khabib after layoff, but rematches in Hell in a Cell. Khabib can't leave. His faction can't enter. Downside, UFC makes money but doesn't pay the fighters. That was the tweet the day after. Then of course MMA fans got super shitty, as they are very want to do every time. And this is what she said. If you ever want to see a clear difference between pro wrestling fans with a sense of humor and fun-hating MMA fans, that's they take things way too serious. Look at the comments on this. Man, I miss the old days. # Pride Never Die.
I like her.
Oh, I love her.
That's not the tweet that I thought it was.
Which one are you thinking of?
I don't know. I don't. And it may not have been her, but someone kind of went after MMA fans, but it was harder than that.
Savage AF.
Savage, super.
Let's,
Probably not that savage since I can't remember it. Or who said it.
LOL. Everyone mad at me saying Khabib gets stripped, but not about Hell in a Cell match. MMA takes itself way too seriously.
That's not savage enough.
No, that's funny though.
Let's switch gears. Talk about Raw. Actually, a fairly
This is actually a
important show.
really big show for
Yeah.
Raw. Let me get my notes pulled up because I actually.
I'll wait for you.
Oh,
notes.
there was
Roy Nelson's fighting for Bellator right now.
Big Country.
Yeah.
I thought he died.
No, that was Kimbo Slice.
No, I.
Where,
In what universe
where would
do
you,
you
get
think?
Roy Nelson and Kimbo Slice mixed up?
Irrelevant UFC heavyweights.
No. Okay. We talked about DX versus Brothers of Destruction.
Kimbo
at
Slice is
Crown
going to win the
Jewel.
Warrior Award next year.
Oh God.
Ugh. Lashley and Kevin Owens had a match.
Double turn.
Yeah, maybe. At least single turn, because now I don't know. It was cool though. Owens did that front flip over the top rope because he is super athletic and people don't.
Which, by the
realize
way,
that.
I missed that story about Kevin Owens. require surgery.
Nothing's set in stone yet, and there's no real news to it. But that post-match attack of taking his knee out around the turnbuckle is to cover for him requiring surgery. And
it was pretty brutal.
Yeah.
Lashley did a number. Lashley works so much better when he's a vicious badass.
Yes.
Versus when he's whatever they were giving him.
This is how he should have come in. Even with Lio Rush as a heel mouthpiece, money.
Which it's kind of sad though, because he did such a good job working on his verbal skills in TNA that I'm kind of sad.
He can still talk, but like having Leo do the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
Vocally, I think works better.
It's like a younger, hipper version of Heyman and Lesnar.
A little bit. I can see that. But yeah, so hopefully Owens isn't going to be out long. But I would actually really love to see him be portrayed more as a face.
Yeah. Has he ever been face other than the first night in NXT?
For half of the first night of NXT.
Not in WWE, but
half of the first night of his first night of NXT.
Yeah. Until Sami Zayn won the title.
Yeah.
And even then,
who did he beat in his debut match?
Owens or Zayn?
Owens.
I'm trying to remember. It was CJ Parker, who is now known as Juice Robinson.
Yes.
Good job.
Thank you.
Juice broke his nose.
He did.
So he juiced?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he did have blood on him.
And you answered it.
We had So I would be really interested to see how they present Owens as a good guy.
I think it would be easy. I really do.
It would be super easy because he could still pretty much be the exact same. It's like when Billy turns.
Yeah.
Like nothing about him changes. It's just
people cheer him now.
Yeah.
How people react to him is
people
different.
already were cheering him.
Right.
So.
And booing Lashley. So it was a smart move.
And it was kind of that weird thing where everyone was booing Leo. Like every time Lio Rush was on the microphone trying to rally the crowd behind Lashley, they booed him.
Lashley.
It reminds me of kind of a New Day scenario where they try to portray them as faces. The crowd was just like, we don't care.
Yeah. No.
But then they turned it into a positive, and in a year, watch them get huge babyface reactions.
Yeah.
And knowing Vince, they'll also be in the New Day because they're all black.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, where are we going with this?
I'd still be fine with that.
That's a good New Day.
Because that'd be funny.
That's a new day.
Yes, it is. A new day.
Boom.
I still think they need new music. Now that they are so far away from the gospel thing, I really think they need new music. Anyway, we got the Bellas attacking Ronda Rousey. That's fine. They beat the Riot Squad again.
I really don't know what to say about it because I personally don't hate Nikki Bella. I really don't. I don't hate Brie Bella. But their turn on Ronda Rousey is just it's not even that it doesn't make sense. There's just something about it I don't like, and I can't pinpoint it other than maybe I just don't care anymore.
Did you watch it? Like the beatdown, post-match beatdown? Did you notice that Brie's strikes were really soft? Like
it was still pretty brutal. They threw her into the wall. They threw her into the stairs.
I'm talking about strictly the punches and stuff.
They did tease the Brie kicks on Liv again.
Morgan, she ducked them.
That's so cute.
That's so cute. Concussions are funny.
It almost ruined a career.
CTE. The Alexa Bliss Trish Stratus match
That's what I
got
want to
changed.
talk about. That's what I want to talk about.
So now it is Alexa Bliss and Mickie James taking on Trish Stratus and Lita.
Which is fine. That's fine. And apparently that was always the plan.
No, I love it.
Yeah.
But here's what I don't get. Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Did you watch the promo?
Yeah.
What was up with Trish? She seemed so lifeless. She seemed like, I don't know if she was trying to be catty because she was really good at it. Like Trish Stratus was amazing, and I'm the biggest Trish Stratus fan ever. She's my favorite female wrestler of all time. But there was something about her on Raw, and I said it while we were watching it, that like she didn't have the energy. She didn't have a spark. It seemed like she was just going through the motions. And I was actually bored by the segment, and I've never been bored by a Trish Stratus segment. I was happy when Lita came out because it was so awkward and off. And am I the only one that felt that way?
I thought it was fine.
And I'm not saying that I'm not wrong, but it really did just feel off.
It felt
maybe I need to watch it again, but I don't feel that.
I think I remember it feeling kind of weird, but
it was weak.
But I watched it at work, so I wasn't paying. Like I was half
the only thing
able to pay attention to it.
The only thing I didn't like, I got what it was, and I got why they did it. But whenever she was just like, Mickie, we know nothing good happens in Chicago. It's like, yeah, no, WrestleMania. It's whenever like Mickie licked her hand. Like that's what they pulled to. So that was a cute joke, but it wasn't well like delivered.
The whole thing didn't feel well delivered. Like it just really felt like everybody's timing was off. The barbs weren't sharp. Even the Trish kick at the end was like she kicked her once and then came around and kicked her again.
Yeah, she caught her twice,
but missed sort of, and it was low. And it was just like it's like she forgot how to do her own move. I don't know. Something seemed. I'm not saying she was like on drugs or anything. Please don't mistake me. She just. I don't know. The timing was something was off. Something was off. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, I'll need to go back and rewatch
And
it.
I was disappointed.
I thought it was. I was initially disappointed because I thought maybe this was because those the reports that Alexa was injured. So I was like, oh, this is probably they had to change it to
Trish versus Mickey or something.
Well, no, to like, okay, we'll do the tag team so Mickey can
Soften
do
it up on
the majority.
Alexa,
So Alexa's less. But then I saw those same that no, this was already the plan, but they wanted Alexa Trish to be the marquee match because they clearly could not advertise Nikki versus Ronda yet.
Because Nikki versus Ronda, there's your marquee match.
That bums. Honestly, like I would like I get everything that the Bellas did for the women's division and like how they were there at the beginning of the women's revolution, and everything. But like, where's Bayley?
She's on Raw teaming with Balor.
Yeah.
So here's my opinion: if you're gonna have
I
Ronda
guess the
be
Mahalisha.
Jesus Christ, if you're gonna have Ronda be the marquee match, Charlotte.
Which that's fair, but yeah, like
Not Nikki Bella, Charlotte. Have Nikki Bella do another match like they're doing with Trish. Mm-hmm. Do that, but don't bring back somebody that's been off for so long to have the main event of the most important women's show you're ever arguably going to do, because that doesn't feel genuine. It's the same thing with it's the same issue people have with Lesnar. Why is he main eventing every time he's out there?
he's an attraction.
I think. Well, so is Ronda Rousey, and that's the part that I agree with you.
But
the
you
fact
have
that
your one attraction. That's why you need to have Charlotte Flair,
but it's like
or Becky,
the women's evolution, and you're putting Ronda Rousey against Nikki Bella. Like that just seems insulting in a way. But again,
I wouldn't say insulting, but I just think there's a better representation for it than what they're giving it. Like that is Charlotte versus Ronda.
I get that they're trying to keep this kind of like, for lack of a better term, in canon. So these are like, so Raw and SmackDown are, it's carrying on storylines.
Yeah.
But this would be a perfect opportunity to have your Raw Women's Champion versus your SmackDown Women's Champion.
Yeah, because Becky versus Ronda would be awesome.
That would be amazing. The disarm her versus the armbar.
Yeah.
That would be cool. But I don't think it'll be a bad match, but yeah, it's just kind of like, I also don't think that should be like I get why it's Ronda Rousey and she is the biggest name in women's wrestling right now because of
I think it could be a very bad match.
It could be. It also could surprise a lot of people, I think. Because a lot of people
I agree.
A lot of people are so unfairly down on Nikki Bella.
See, I'm more unfairly down on Ronda Rousey because, Sarah and I talked online about it, and I agree with Sarah that when she starts throwing people around and stuff, I do get a little worried about their safety.
Yeah, like when we were watching it with Justin.
Yeah.
And him just like, slow down. Like, yeah, it's...
I feel like Ronda, she panics. It's like when you get in the ring and you cut a promo, you do it faster because you get that adrenaline going.
It is not. I completely disagree. It has nothing to do with that. She is a bronze medal Olympic judo player.
She just doesn't know how to turn it off.
Well, her ass needs to learn.
That's one of those things. Like I don't think she can. I don't think she can unlearn doing a judo throw slower because that's not how she was taught. Now, granted, if she was teaching somebody how to do a judo throw, that's fine. But I'm willing to say whenever adrenaline starts, it's the same thing whenever like wrestlers talk out a match beforehand and they get in there and stuff changes, their stuff speeds up because you have adrenaline going.
You don't think there's panic though? You don't think that she's not nervous?
No.
I think she's super nervous.
I think she's nervous whenever she talks. I do not think she is nervous whenever she performs. Because she didn't look nervous at WrestleMania, and that's the biggest crowd she's performed in front of for wrestling or MMA. And nothing like UFC pay-per-views are just as big as WWE pay-per-views, sellout wise. Like maybe a little bit smaller, but
I think the difference is that when you're doing UFC, your goal is to go in and hurt someone as fast as possible. Whereas in WWE, it's such a choreography that it's easier to hurt someone.
I think her doing judo throws is not a good idea because she doesn't know how to turn them off.
I agree. I think she should stop doing.
Don't get me wrong.
They look painful
because they are
painful.
Yeah. I think she is perfectly capable of every time. That's the one thing I'll give her credit on. Every judo throw, I have not seen her not land somebody straight on their back. Mm-hmm. They're getting thrown at a high speed, but every time it is straight on their back.
They're getting that arm jerked.
Well, yeah, no, like that
jerking
part
off that arm.
Jesus, why do you do this every time I try to make a point? But like every time she does a throw, it is straight on their back every time. She knows how to do it. It's just one of those, I think when she does it, it's just instinct, muscle memory every time. Because that's the only way you become an Olympic anything is muscle memory.
Or like
steroids.
Yeah.
Let's not say she's on steroids.
I'm not. You did. Again.
Have you seen her husband? I don't know. She doesn't take steroids at all.
Her chicken died.
Does her husband take steroids? Is that the joke?
No, her husband's big.
So is she. I'm more afraid of her than her husband.
You know Travis Brown?
He's a fighter too, isn't he?
That's her husband.
Yeah, I'm still more afraid of Ronda Rousey.
Well, okay.
She got that war paint though.
She'll beat me up and then put makeup on me, and that scares me. Let's pivot and talk about Dean Ambrose. He was involved in the big thing too. He walked out on the Shield at the end of Raw, and I watched a clip from WWE that said exclusive Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins' reaction to Dean walking out, and I was like, okay, I clicked it, and it was 3 minutes of them just walking around the ring looking dejected. Then they left, and the clip ended. I guess like technically that is their reaction to it, but I guess
it is exclusive.
I guess I expect a little bit more. They're really teasing the Dean Ambrose breakup. I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's just a smart tease. But
Same.
if they did, I still think that Ambrose and McIntyre would be an incredible team. McClintock was a John Wayne character.
I want Drew to go off on his own. Like I want him to be. I can't wait to be sick of Drew McIntyre. Like this time next year, and he's gone full Roman. Like, that's gonna be a great news.
But the problem is that Roman's still there.
I'm dead serious. Look how he's been booked. He's one of like 4 people to clean Dean Ambrose clean ever. He's done it twice now.
Did you just say clean Dean Ambrose?
I wasn't gonna correct him.
Probably. He got the pin on Raw in that rematch from the Super Showdown, which we didn't really talk much about. That's fine.
The Super Showdown.
I didn't watch it.
I didn't watch it either. I heard the Undertaker Triple H match was abysmal.
See, I've heard that is that's one I want to watch, even though it's like 30 minutes, because I want to see it because I have seen people say that was the best match of the night to that should have never happened.
Yeah,
and that is so polarizing that I'm like, well,
I've got to watch it now.
It's probably
that's like me watching Venom on Sunday.
Which I
enjoyed.
Okay.
No, it's not a shot at you because we talked about it. We just haven't got a chance to talk about it on the air yet.
The Cruiserweight Championship changed. I was super wrong about that.
Buddy Murphy won.
Yep, yeah. Which is awesome. He's been phenomenal. Him and Cedric Alexander are just 205 Live is so just ignorantly talented and so stocked with people that
I guess is it Neville that still has the
Pac is still the current of recent era whatever.
Okay.
Longest reigning champion.
And then there's SmackDown.
SmackDown, not a lot happened on.
I honestly don't know anything that happened on SmackDown. I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't watch anything about SmackDown this week.
I don't know why, but my biggest takeaway of it was like, where the hell is Sanity?
Yeah.
Because they haven't been on in forever. Randy Orton beat Big Show to qualify for that World Cup.
Yeah, real quick.
Kurt Angle
on Raw. He was revealed to be the Conquistador.
Oh,
his front flip. Yeah,
that roll was great.
I really loved it. And I was like, oh, shit, Kurt. That looked good. And then he does a little dance when he gets up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love Kurt Angle.
That was pretty good. So Kurt's back. It's true.
There is something just like genuinely heartwarming to see like how much fun he genuinely has sometimes. When he took the mask off and he's like smiling at Corbin and it's supposed to be that shit-eating grin, but he's legitimately just like, he's legit. He's having fun, Moggle. Like,
the backstage interview where like Carly Caruso was asking her asking him like questions to be like, I'm still on vacation actually. Snaps at her and then walks off like, oh man, I love you, Kurt Angle.
Speaking of her, she just started working at ESPN.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's right. She's pulling double duty. She's still working at WWE.
That's awesome.
It wasn't going to be long before they snatched her up. She's so good. I'm surprised no one snatched up Renee Young.
I feel like they've tried, but
she said no.
Mm-hmm. SmackDown, other things that happened. Orton beat Big Show, who just kind of came out of nowhere. Like, it's so weird that I figured he would be a shoe-in, like he would be one of those automatic entries, like Cena. But speaking of Super Showdown, sixth move of Doom, the stupid Shanghai Lightning Punch thing happened.
He's stupid. And I hate him. But what's you're skipping over the conclusion to that hot angle with Lana and Rusev, where
go ahead. Well, go ahead and
where Aiden English revealed more of One Night in Milwaukee, where Lana did correct herself and say that she wants them to know how much they appreciate him, but then he leans in for a kiss and they cut the video off again. Tune in next week, except Lana apparently Russian hacked it because that's what they do. Everyone but Donald Trump will tell you that.
They said they hacked him.
Yeah.
He has been hacked. And now
God.
they didn't say Russian hacked or Trump or anything like that, but we have hacked you and now we are in control of this video.
So then they show the rest of the video where it was completely innocent.
Do you think that was the original plan? Or do you think this was like, oh, this is going over like a wet fart?
It had to be, because if that was the original plan, someone needs to be reprimanded. Yeah, because what a terrible angle. What a pointless thing. Mm-hmm. Like, it felt like it was such a waste of everybody's time.
It was rough.
It was super embarrassing, and I felt bad for everyone involved in it. And yeah, Lana and Rusev, they didn't do a stupid split or anything like that. It's not that Rusev took a week to figure out what he was thinking. He just trusted her the entire time. Mm-hmm. So it makes more sense than probably the original plan. But still terrible.
Because like I said last week, I hate the stupid, like, literally everyone sees what's happening except for...
Yeah. Always big dummy.
I can't trust you. Okay, get out of here.
What happened in video? Then who was phone?
Well, who was phone?
Jesus Christ.
I'm trying to think.
No, that's it.
We got the Miz TV segment was fun with AJ and Miz and Daniel Bryan, because Miz tried to pit Daniel Bryan and AJ against each other, like twisting their words. But of course it didn't work. Which
he's good at that.
Originally, I loved that because it usually always works. But now it's kind of become Miz's thing that it never works.
Yeah.
So it's not as...
So maybe he should stop trying it?
Not that he shouldn't start trying it, but I feel like they need to actually have people, like... Not fall for it, because they usually tend to look bad, but I don't know. I'm being a hypocrite, I guess, again.
It should have been Rusev in English.
Sometimes it needs to work for it to be believable. And then it makes it more special than when it doesn't.
Right.
Or maybe it'll make it more special when it finally does work. I don't know.
Well, you got to give WWE benefit of the doubt.
You sure do. That said, AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan is going to be a great match. It's a bummer it's happening in Saudi Arabia. I'm trying to think of the other...
There's no moral gray area anymore.
AJ wrestled Shelton Benjamin.
I'm sure that was good. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen Smackdown.
Coming right after the week after Benjamin versus Bryan. So he's having good matches.
Yeah.
Pretty sure Almas wasn't there. I'm blanking on anything else.
You're blank, man.
Charlotte and Becky were in a pull-apart fought again, double count out. So now it's a last woman standing match at Evolution for the women's championship.
Yeah, Charlotte.
That'll be good.
Charlotte speared Becky through the set.
Yep.
I really don't want Becky to drop that title.
I don't either. I don't think she will.
Got to give WWE benefit of the doubt. You gotta. All right, let's talk about our weekend real quick. And I'll do mine first because it was really brief.
Before we do that, I do because
Ace has got something.
Because you'll skip it otherwise. King of Pro Wrestling, New Japan had a show.
Oh yeah.
You had that last on the list.
We always end with the stuff that with
okay.
our weekend
That's
stuff,
fine.
so
That's fine. I was going to save it for last. No.
A couple really cool things came out of that. Jay White seemingly and Gato have seemingly joined the firing squad, Bullet Club OG.
Dalton's Gato, right?
Dalton, who is it? Say his name. Look into the microphone and say his name. Good job.
Never mind.
He seemingly joined.
Carrots.
Listen, there's no place for that kind of language.
Oh, you piece of shit!
No,
Stop it!
You deserve that. 100% deserve that. We had... Oh, where did my notes go?
I hope they sue you.
Who? The shark?
Yeah.
The baby one?
No, the grandpa one.
Grandpa's got lawyer friends.
Daddy shark do 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 do.
We had the Jericho attacking Evil, setting up the November 3rd match.
Yep.
That was fun. I like seeing Jericho. I don't care. I don't care if people are getting sick of him not showing up until he's dressed as someone else and attacking someone. I'll watch it all day.
He needs to come back to Raw and lose to Roman.
We
you
had
say Strowman? Sure.
Jay White seemingly joined the Bullet Club. That was super cool. LIJ unveiled their new member, who is Shingo Takagi, new to New Japan.
Yeah.
Apparently, a lot of people are very upset that he seems to be... People are assuming he's going to be put in the juniors division, even though he's like Naito size. So they're thinking he should just be...
Heavyweight.
Straight up into a heavyweight, yeah. So I don't know. I honestly don't know much about him.
I've never heard of him, which isn't a surprise, but still. Shingo what?
Takagi.
But I say the name, I've heard of the name.
And I may not even be saying that right.
How do you spell it?
Takagi.
That's Takagi.
So, but those things happen. New Japan's doing really, really cool stuff. I'm seeing a lot of on Reddit where they were talking about the Jay White thing.
Okay, I looked it up. This is cool. Shinji Takagi is a Japanese actor. He portrayed Godzilla in Godzilla vs. Megalon in the, I believe, 60s or 70s.
Okay. The speculation and like the fantasy booking that people are doing around Jay White and Bullet Club and like Because remember, he turned down Kenny Omega's offer to join the Bullet Club.
Yeah.
Last year, to go after the United States Championship. So it's just cool stuff. Japan, if you are getting sick of WWE, there's a lot of other options.
How could you be? Yeah, and there's a lot of options, especially in your local area.
Yes.
Including where Dalton and I, well, all four of us were over the weekend because, well, we all four went to an indie show.
Yeah, you made it sound like we were all in the same
at
place.
The same one.
No. Dalton went to Stride, which we'll talk about last because they're the important one. And then Allie, myself, and Asa went to American Hostile Championship Wrestling, where it was their first show, and we saw a lot of old friends there, which was very, very cool. They had a big crowd, loud crowd, and blessed to have been in the main event with Austin to lead him out to the ring, and got to cut a fun promo on the crowd, and got to really and Dalton can attest to this since he portrays the bad guy in Stride, that it's so much fun being the bad guy and screwing with people.
It's amazing.
Like, we take different approaches to it, and I think I'm way more antagonistic but not as insulting, whereas Dalton is way more insulting and not as antagonistic. So we're very different in our approach. But yeah, it was a cool show, and I want to thank those guys for having us up there. And very cool to hang out with Austin, and got to meet Coco Beware, got a picture with him. Didn't get to meet Bill Dundee. But yeah, it was a good time, and I was happy about
Also
that.
got to meet Derek King. He was super cool.
Yeah, Derek King was backstage. He talked to me for about 15 minutes about wrestling. Me, him, and Austin were just in a circle. And it was one of those conversations where it was fascinating to listen to, and you couldn't get away from it. Like, you couldn't, because it wasn't one of those things where he was talking to Austin and I was just there. Derek King stared at me the entire time, hand on my shoulder talking to me, and I could not get away, which was fine because they were fascinating stories.
He came over and talked to Jason where we were sitting, and they talked for a while. And he was a super cool dude.
Yeah, he's super nice.
It's one of those guys where it's like I've heard so much about, so
Right.
it was neat to finally get to meet him.
And there was a lot of talent on the show that I had never met before, and they were all super cool. Meklikov, the Russian,
the Russian wrecking ball.
yes. And what's really funny about him is that he never. This is unscripted. Never broke character.
No.
Once he had that Russian accent the entire time
When
was
he
backstage.
went to talk to the Missouri Commission,
yeah. He kept that accent going, and that was pretty cool. Jason Vaughn was there. We haven't seen him in a while. Cassandra Golden, who we just saw last week, was there, and she's still awesome.
we were lucky enough to see her again.
Our buddy Trendle Shiverdek, he was there. He
wrestled Cassandra.
He wrestled Cassandra as Miss Trish the Mistress.
The Hustlers were there.
Hustlers were there. They retained their tag titles that they won for the first time there. It was a strange story. But yeah, no, it was cool. It was a cool show. And while we were doing that, Dalton, you were at Stride.
Yeah, we had Locker Room Melee this weekend, or this past weekend.
Saw what happened to Tony. Ooh.
Yeah, it
Which
was.
he's okay. Like,
Yeah,
I know,
he's
good.
Just to preface everything. Like,
Yeah. No, it was a good show. We were raising money for the Pinckneyville School District to to be able to build a new locker room, which is why it was Locker Room Melee. Last week you were asking me about like a year ago stuff, like whenever I had my match with Austin.
Yeah.
So a week later, I was in a locker room with Abyss and not as an interviewer.
Yeah, that was 1 year.
Yeah, because if you were in a locker room as an interviewer, that's nothing.
Yeah. Well, no, it's just like I was in there as like a as Jesus. But that was cool. A lot of really good matches. String Bean was injured, unfortunately. So Farmer actually pulled Scott Phoenix from, I guess, the DR party. I guess he's not. We're not in the same group anymore, which bums me out because I like Scott a lot. Wait a minute. I like Scott a lot.
He's okay.
But
Past tense.
But now he's teaming with Billy, so you get to like him even more.
I don't like Billy.
Dalton.
Oh my. Oh.
Dalton,
Okay, like legit. No, we have talked about this. No.
Dalton Anthony likes Billy. Mr. Anthony does not. There needs to be a...
Well, Dalton Anthony is
Dalton
a member
Anthony's-
of PWU.
What about Dolphin Anthony?
Where's the puppet?
At home.
But yeah, no, we had a
Drunk
lot of
off
really...
his ass.
Oh, he's a drinker?
He has a drinking problem.
Oh,
It's
I
pretty
didn't know
sad.
that. We had a lot
It's
of
bad.
We had a lot of really good matches. The match that you were talking about, or that you were talking about with Tony.
Yeah, Tony versus Jerry, right?
Yeah, it was T-Dog versus Tony, and there was a mishap off of a moonsault onto a ladder that busted Tony open. But props to him. He kept going.
Who was reffing that match? It wasn't Lane, was it?
Oh, who was reffing that match? No, it was Lane.
Was it Lane?
Yeah, Lane, because Lane refs all the matches at Stride for the most part, unless
Okay.
I can't think of his name, Brandon comes in.
Because I trust Lane. If Lane said he's good to go, I would trust Lane.
Yeah, because like a couple people backstage like rushed to like backstage where he was to like make sure he was okay, and I think it was Garrett told me he was just like he's busted open, have a concussion, and he's still wrestling. And I just look over at Billy and I was like, that's the most Tony Flood thing I've ever heard in my life.
Did he get stitched up, I'm assuming?
I don't think he got stitched up. I don't think the cut was that bad. I mean, no, the cut was pretty bad, but I don't think he got stitches.
Probably just put some tape on there.
More
like
than
taped
likely.
his head up.
Or like liquid Band-Aid. But yeah, no. I mean,
He probably just went to a Canadian ER.
Because it's free.
Because it's free there.
Yeah, but that's so far away. He probably just bought like a pack of toothpicks and just squished his head together and toothpicked through it.
All right, Nurse Cash.
Anyway.
Because Cash Borden likes to put... He's a very hardcore individual.
That's what Big Lee tells me.
But yeah, I did try to help Chris Hargis win the heavyweight championship.
Mr.
And-
Anthony did.
Yeah. And Axe, after like me messing with him for months, finally got his hands on me. Power drivers aren't jokes, guys. Like, that's the thing. He jumps so high.
Yeah, that's why they outlawed them. Like, thank God in Illinois, you don't have to follow that
We
rule.
just have tumbleweeds
It's
running
a
across.
lawless wasteland.
Yeah.
It's the prequel to Red Dead Redemption.
But yeah, no, the crowd. It was the Pickneyville show. The Pickneyville shows are always a fun crowd. The kids really get into it. It was a good night overall.
Aaron Brooks won the
Aaron-
Legacy
Championship,
yeah.
which so you showed me the picture of his paint,
paint,
the
yeah.
paint that he did, and it bums me out to see the amount of like hate he's getting online. Apparently,
Why?
Because-
Are they calling him Finn Balor?
Finn Balor ripoff, which it looks very Balor-esque. Like there's no denying that it's a Venom homage because
Right.
he loves Venom, and like that if you know him, like you know that because I wouldn't go as far as to say we're friends at all, but like every time we've met, we've been friendly and we've talked, but like it's dumb that like everything is already taken.
Yeah, in wrestling,
Like,
that is literally.
did people crap on Sting for using face paint?
Right.
Like it's stuff happens and gets used, and so it's a bummer
And
to
plus,
see. It's
in indie wrestling,
yeah,
where like there's literally a guy named like what was this?
Soul Taker.
Oh, there's a Cactus Jack ripoff that's called like Cactus Rick or Cactus something, who is literally the exact same thing.
Rick Foley, isn't it?
Rick Foley, that's what it is. Rick Foley, and he's just Cactus Jack. Or he's Mick Foley.
He's just Mick Foley.
To the T.
Looks like
same
it, too.
music. Yeah. So in a world where like independent wrestling is almost built on ripoffs just to pop a crowd, you're giving him shit just because he put makeup on that kind of look like Finn Balor's?
Yeah.
Come on.
But
And it was also super important to note that it was the 6th, which was one day after Venom, and he is a big Venom like.
Right.
No, he's a huge Venom fan.
Yeah, Aaron is legit a big comic book fan.
Yeah.
So it's one I was like, I don't blame him at all for it.
It's also hard to do a Venom makeup and not have it kind of look like what Finn Balor
Yeah,
'Cause
because
WWE
the mouth on the bottom and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
WWE did that just well enough to where they wouldn't get sued.
Right.
Yeah.
And also, it looked awesome.
It did look really good.
It would be one thing if it was just like clearly like
his-
finger paints and it would like
Yeah.
no, this looked legit.
It looked way better than his Deadpool.
yeah.
Light years ahead.
And shout out to Mackenzie Blades. That's who did it. I'm pretty sure. And I don't know. I'm sure she's not listening, but if she is, props to you.
There's a
on that.
shout out,
Yeah. But yeah, no, it was a good show. We raised money for Pickneyville. Anytime we get to do the school shows are fun. Like, and that's the cool thing with Stride. We do so many like benefit shows.
Benefit shows are good.
The only reason I went to the show that we ended up going to was just because I didn't want to drive alone.
Yeah, it's fair.
Because
And
I would have
that's
had to
fair.
drive to Stride alone.
We rode with Jason, and you know how much fun that is.
all the time.
Always an adventure.
Did he turn the heat on and didn't tell anybody?
No, but he does like to go over hills really fast.
It's like
did-
a roller coaster.
Man, WrestleMania weekend. I don't want to hear it. He did that to us at like 5 a.m.
He did pizza balls.
A couple times.
And
Yeah, I got that voicemail.
oh Jesus. Yeah, that was
he
I forgot about
he actually
that.
wanted to ask you something.
Yeah, and you didn't answer the phone.
I was asleep.
That's what I said.
Bullshit, 11:30.
No, I was legit asleep. I got home by like 10 that night.
Oh.
It was a good night for me.
We do have another show this weekend. This is a CCW show, so this is an important one. This is going to be at Chaffee. This is German Days. I mean, okay, let me be fair. I didn't mean that as in Stride isn't important. No.
about to say.
It's just CCW is the one that unites all of us. We kind of
Yeah,
go our
that's
different
all of
ways
our
for
shows,
stuff,
yeah.
but CCW, like we there's no denying that of all the shows that we all work and stuff, that CCW is the one that we all work together.
Oh, that's the one where all four of us are
this is the
working
this is the most important one to us.
to say Shannon.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't insult Stride like that.
It sounded bad.
I apologize.
You saved it.
But CCW this weekend, it is Red Devil's Revenge 2, I think, or 3. Red Devil's Revenge 3, and it's going to be at the German Days in Chaffee. I keep calling it Chaffee Days. I'm really proud of myself that I didn't tonight.
I keep wanting to say Demon Days.
That's better. That's better because the Red Devil's not even going to be there, Brandon.
I know.
This is named after you. But it's going to be a good show. Sarge is making his return. Hollis is going to fight Marco for the title.
That match is legit going to be awesome.
Yeah, that's
I'm
going to be
so
good.
excited for that.
Because that's the first time they've hooked up, right?
I think
Other
so.
than tag. Because Damone and Hollis did tag against Mikey and Marco.
Yeah, but no, this is the first singles
yeah.
match.
We also know that Mega Chris Jones is going to be there, which is going to be cool. It's his CCW debut. I already mentioned Sarge. Jackson's going to be there
Hustlers,
against
SB, Billy. We don't have matches announced.
Right. Did they not announce?
They haven't announced any of the matches.
It's just the title match.
Yep, just the title match.
And then Billy and SB.
Yeah, Billy Hills, SB will be there. So
yeah, it's going to be a good show. A lot of cool guys are going to be there. I'm sure Justin Smart will be there if that sells you, or he won't be there. No, I'm just getting word. No, Justin just called me. He won't be there. He's got a photo shoot.
Because I was talking to Mandy today at work, and I think he's working on his house.
Oh,
because he's been working on that. So
bastard. But
I'm trying to convince him to take Mandy's copy. Well, I told Mandy's like, okay, have him just take your copy of Call of Duty that you're getting, then come up and hang out with Jesse and me as we play at the store. Friday night.
Friday night. Okay.
Are we not doing Villainous?
We're doing that tomorrow night, so we can spend more time.
Didn't you get
Call
the
of
memo?
Duty.
Nope.
You should just go get Call of Duty, and then you can hang out with us here.
But I got
All right, we're gonna get out of here. Chaffee Days. Shit. German Days this Saturday
October
at Chaffee.
13th.
8:00 bell time.
Yes.
It's a little later because it is going to be a shorter show, I believe.
It's an outdoor show too.
It is, and that's really cool because I bought a new jacket that's really nice, and it's going to be 63 degrees. I'm so excited. Wear pants because you don't usually wear pants. Anyway, Asa, hit us with those. Before you hit us with the links, though, we'll talk about Patreon.
Well, speaking of Patreon,
and Allie,
we've been doing we've been doing the pre-shows, recording the pre-shows. They tend to be a lot of fun. They're only $1. So if you go to patreon.com/podzilla1985.com, you can pledge $1 there, get those pre-shows, get access to the pre-shows. They are uncensored, so headphones recommended. Now we are introducing a new tier, so you're going to have to go on Patreon to introduce this tier. For $420.69.
Exactly.
Guys,
exactly.
We will have our own, Allie Not Actually a Bear, will drop the F-bomb, and we will send you the audio clip.
Now wait, does that mean we have to meet $420.69 altogether? Or is that just
No, it's one person. You don't get to. You do not get to pool. You don't get to pool. If you like pool, like, and again, there is no. You can't duplicate the audio file. Like you just.
We are not giving you.
You get the one. It is for your
consent.
soul. Your soul. It's for your soul use.
You don't have rights.
Not for resale. You don't have.
You can't broadcast
rights.
it everywhere. You can't post it on YouTube and expose.
But you can have it and say that you have it.
Yeah.
And at 420.69, that is a steal.
It's a steal.
I will chip in the 69 cents.
I'm going to let her parents know and see if they want to put the money together to get this. Because I think that would be a great anniversary.
So yeah, go to patreon.com/Podzilla1985 and
hear your daughter.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Hear your daughter say the word that you did to make her.
Facebook.com/Podzilla1985, Podzilla1985.com. Okay.
Oh, that's a great joke.
Yeah, no, that's why we're ending on it.
Good night.